Hello everybody and welcome back to another video about the life in Japan. For today's video I'll be talking about underage drinking in Japan. In Japan they really value trust and honesty, and that goes to underage drinking as well. The problem is that some people will take advantage of that trust and honesty and drink when they're underage. So just to give you some background information, in Japan the drinking age is 20. So when someone goes to a store to buy alcohol, which you can find alcohol in a convenience store, a grocery store, supermarket, just about anywhere. So if you buy it from one of those places, you don't have to show ID. So what happens if you don't show ID? Well, first, if you're checking out at the cash register, once the cashier sees alcohol, they'll prompt you to tap a button on the screen. And again, anyone could lie. They can just be some 15-year-old and they tap the screen. No one will know. And if they don't have a panel for you to touch, sometimes they'll just quickly look up to see what you look like, and if you're not some baby-faced midget, then they probably wouldn't even ask for ID. By having just a button for you to tap, it can really guilt trip people, and for those who are really honest and trustworthy, they will probably feel guilty and not buy alcohol in the first place. And that alone, by bringing shame and guilt, is a really powerful deterrent in Japan. So if you are in a restaurant, things are a little bit tricky. Again, you can purchase alcohol and no one will question you, but generally if you're with other underage people, they wouldn't order alcohol just for the sake of being innocent around the others. If they're in a mixed group, like some people who are in their 20s or 30s and older, things become a little bit more blurry. Usually when people order drinks, they'll order a barrage of drinks at once, so sometimes when people order alcohol, the servers wouldn't know if they are for the 20-year-old, the 30-year-old, or for the 15-year-old. And in that case, the server just assumes that the older people will kind of watch out and take care of the younger people who are underage and make sure that they don't drink. Again, it will put a burden of shame and guilt if they do let the underage people drink. In clubs, that's where it gets a little bit more gray. To enter most clubs, you need to be at least 18 of age. And again, I say most clubs. So when you enter them, you actually need to show your ID to get inside, and when you show your ID, you actually get a free drink ticket, again depending on the club. However, notice that I said 18, not 20, so that means you can enter clubs, but you cannot drink in clubs. But again, who's to say that you can't just walk up to a bar and order a martini if you want? And again, the servers will not ask for your ID, and they probably wouldn't even care. At a bar, it's a little bit worse. Depending on the bars, especially smaller bars, they'll almost never ask for your ID. You can be some teenager who looks like they're 25, and you can just order whatever drink you want, how many times you want. Again, it's up to the teenager to decide whether or not they want to drink, bearing in mind that they will feel shame and guilt if they decide to lie about their age. And again, underage drinking is just one part of it. Underage smoking is also another thing, or underage stuff that is not allowed to be said on YouTube is also a common problem. And a problem is that such people are desensitized to such shame and guilt that they'll just keep doing it over and over again and not feel a sense of regret. So again, if you are some 17, 18, or 19-year-old person who is living in Japan, whether you're Japanese or not, just bear in mind that these laws are very easy to bend or break, but again, they are there to protect you, so don't want to make it into a PSA, but just have a good sense of judgment to make those decisions. So again, that's it for this video. If you have any other questions about underage drinking or any other things like that, leave it down below and I'll get back to you. Like, subscribe, share, I don't know, do whatever you feel like doing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.